Indy Road Course is where NASCAR has went to. Michael McDowell shakes up the point standings big time.
Wynn's gonna punch his ticket to the championship four.
Got him this time. Oh, he turned it!
No! Make room! Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. By Legato, maybe no. Kenseth takes him out. Look,
using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the Pepsi 400.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. 3 flags in the air.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Cameron Simpson. We're talking all things Indianapolis Road Course today. First off and foremost, Michael McDowell gets the win. So let's not waste any time. Let's talk about McDowell. I'm going to talk a little bit about the point situation because McDowell wins. It blows him up. Big time. Big time it will blow up the points. And we'll talk about the racing because you all know, if you're new, you all know I hate road course racing. And for a road course race to impress me, it's got to do something really good. It's got to be good. It's got to do something really good. And I don't have high expectations when we come to road courses. That will be in a little bit. But first, big congratulations to Michael McDowell, who I would say dominated the race today. He led, I would say, over 70–80% of the laps today. He led almost the entire race. A couple pit strategies didn't let him lead, but he was dominant. He was a dominant force. He was a force to be reckoning with. He did almost, not even just almost, he did everything right. And he didn't need this win per se. He was looking fairly good in the point standings, but this win is big. Not only is this only his second career win, it's his second win, and his first win came at Daytona, so I would say this is his first, I want to say, competitive win. I mean, Daytona, you pick a name out of a hat, and you never know who could win. Here, it takes a lot of skill, and I know Daytona 500 is so special in this sport. It 100% is, and I'm not dishing on the Daytona 500. I'm not trashing on the Daytona 500. All I'm saying is that this win at the Indianapolis Road Course takes a little more skill, a little more speed than winning the Daytona 500, which someone with no skill could hop in a car, and as long as they survive and don't go a lap down, they could win the race. And I'm not dishing on the 500. It's one of the most prestigious races we have. I'm just saying. McDowell also locks himself in the playoffs. Again, this is huge for his team. Nothing like winning in the NASCAR Cup Series. And this team has been so much faster in these recent years. We look at their crew chief left last year, went to HMS. Now, I think last year at this time we were thinking, well, this team's done. The crew chief went to Hendrick Motorsports. It's over for this team, and that's where we went wrong, guys. This team got better, and they have been competing all season. They were going to point themselves in the playoffs even if they didn't get this win. That's the way I think. That deserves big-time recognition. That is a skilled team. They got a lot of great things going for them, and a round of applause to everybody at Front Row Motorsports. They just extended Michael McDowell and his team, and coming into this weekend right after an extension, I think that is a big, big win in a really big competition for them. I don't think it gets bigger than winning. I think I can mention that. The other thing with this win, besides all the obvious playoffs, 5 playoff points, you know, we mentioned how this team has been competitive and how they'll be able to be competitive in the playoffs is, again, another song for another time, right? We don't know how they're going to be able to compete in the playoffs. We don't even know if they will be able to compete in the playoffs, but it's besides the point. The real point is that they're in the playoffs and that they're doing good, they're running competitively, and that they were going to point themselves in. So, again, a huge win for Michael McDowell and his team. The fact that they're going to be in the playoffs and compete for a championship is huge. And the fact that they were going to point themselves in, even if they didn't have this win, is huge. And also that it wasn't like they lucked into it. It wasn't a late race caution. They dominated. They dominated and got this win. Huge. Huge win. And big congratulations to Michael McDowell and his team. But anyway, Michael McDowell, huge win for him. There's a couple other storylines in this race. And for that, let's take a look at the finishing results. We mentioned Mike McDowell, big win for his team, big win. He's going to get an extension and all of that. Chase Elliott, man, this close, guys. Chase Elliott and his fans were this close to making the playoffs. They came within a couple seconds. It came within a couple pushes. And in the post-race interview, you can tell Chase Elliott was dejected. he knew he just lost. He knew he had the opportunity to do it. He was very dejected. And he only has 2 more chances to get to the playoffs. That is a very tall hill to climb, if you ask me. Even if he puts together the perfect car at Watkins Glen, clearly there's a lot of guys that need that win, that want that win, and it's not just him. His teammate Alex Bowman needs that win. Daniel Suarez needs that win. Guys like Chase Briscoe want that win, and they all ran. He needs 2 more race wins. That's all he needs. So he needs a win. It needs to happen. Can he do it? That's the question. And a lot of guys want that win. It's not just him. A lot of guys want to point their way in the playoffs. And a lot of guys have Watkins Glen circled. Even more than Daytona, I think. I think a lot of people have these 2 weeks circled, including Chase Elliott. But I hate to tell you, Chase Elliott fans, it's not like Money in the Bank that he's going to make it. And so, I don't know. I will see what can happen with the 9-car Chase Elliott. Daniel Suarez finished in 3rd place in today's race. Very close to it. Just unable to get it done. He had a couple big problems on pit road that really just set him out. The hose got stuck under the car. Close, but yet too far away. And he finds himself in a precarious points position because of that. We'll see what he can do. We can see how he can manage it. But unsure right now for Daniel Suarez and his playoff future. He'll take data. He'll bring it into next week. But I think he has to win next week, that 99. Tyler Reddick, also very dejected in his post-race interview. Really wanted that win. Just unable to get it done. Alex Bowman needs a win, a good run today. They got to take the data, and they got to win next week. Awful. And, I hate to say this, guys who are fans of Alex Bowman, but Hendrick Motorsports is going to put all their marbles in Chase Elliott. I'm very afraid that that 48 car is getting forgotten of. I think every little piece of equipment is going to the 9 car, and I have a sneaky suspicion, I could be wrong, but my suspicion is that Alex Bowman and his team are kind of getting forgotten by that team. Chase Briscoe is in 6th today. Best finish, I think, of the year. Amazing finish for him. They needed that. Martin Truex in 7th. Road Course King, not really in the picture today, but it's all a top 10. Kyle Larson was flirting with the top 3 today. Really just finished in 10th, 8th. That's kind of where he was. 5th, 6th, finishes 8th. Christopher Bell in 9th, got beat up for a lot of the race, but finishes top 10, solid finish. Shane Van Gisbergen finishes 10th in today's race. Good job by him. But with that said, he needed... he was trying to go for 2 for 2. It was impressive that he ran top 10. I hear a lot of talk that he wants to come into NASCAR next year, and the broadcast was talking about it. I think it would be great that he comes in, but is he going to be competitive? And we saw today he was pressed with challenges. His car wasn't working as right as they wanted to. The setup wasn't as good as they wanted it to. So, for me, I think that SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, faced adversity in that NASCAR car today and still finished top 10. And that's something that a lot of people need to take notes on. A lot of people are doubting him. He's very motivated, and I think he can do it. Chris Buescher in 11th. Ty Gibbs in 12th. Had a tough points day, did Ty Gibbs. Ryan Blaney in 13th. William Byron in 14th. And Austin Cindric in 15th. Talking about points day, let's look at the points. So with this win today, 14th on down, we got Kevin Harvick, plus 145. Comfortable, right? Unless we get 2 more winners, then uncomfortable, because that means there'll be 1 more playoff spot. He's still ahead of Brad Keselowski by 2 points. Brad Keselowski at 143. Then Bubba Wallace, most disaster day. He ran solid for most of the day. I think he finished 18th, 17th. Why is today a disaster, you might be asking? Because Michael McDowell won. That means that Bubba Wallace is so uncomfortable and he's so bad at road courses. I'm not trying to dish on Wallace, but Bubba is not good at road courses. So with a road course coming up next week, and then Daytona, and a guy behind him, Daniel Suarez, who is good at road courses, and a guy like Chase Elliott, who is also good at road courses that could win. If you're Bubba Wallace, this is not good. Worst case scenario happened today. Now you have to find something, and he's not good at road courses. We mentioned it. Bubba is not great at road courses, so he is plus 28. Ugh, you know what I mean? It's tough. What can he do about it? We'll see. But Daniel Suarez is minus 28, must win next week if you ask me right now. I don't see Suarez winning at Daytona. I mean, anything can happen at Daytona, but I'm telling you right now, if he wants to go and win and make it into the playoffs, he has to win next week. That's my prediction. Ty Gibbs, he needs a win. I don't think he can point his way in. I think he just needs a win at this point. I don't think any of these guys are going to point their way in unless Bubba has a disaster of a day. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, no longer even in the conversation. They must win. That's why I'm not even going to put their points totals there. I think it's minus 80. I may as well just put an MW. They're in must-win situation. That's why their whole name is red, because they need a win. I mean, I think everybody needs a win at this point. So there's still a very big possibility, and a lot of people are talking about, well, why isn't Harvick and Keselowski locked in? Obviously, they're not going to lose 140-something points in 2 weeks. You're right, they're not. But there's still a chance that 2 more people could win, blow up the entire playoffs. Final thought today is on the road courses, and gosh, guys, I thought this race was And I'm sure you're going to hear this. People are going to be like, well, it was just refreshing to see 90 minutes of green flag racing, and it was just refreshing to see this and this, and oh my goodness, guys. I feel like every time we have a race that doesn't deliver in entertainment, we kind of go towards that way of it. It was refreshing to see them not wrecking and killing each other, and it was refreshing to see a green flag race, and let's get rid of stage cautions. Like, I like the no stage cautions during road courses, but I'm hearing way too many people talking about eliminating stage cautions for all these races. Why? What does stage cautions do to hurt the racing? You understand, if we eliminate stage cautions, we're going to get races like today. So many times. A race like today is above average, I would say, for a road course race. There was some excitement, there were some bad things, but if we were to take the road course off of this was a below average entertainment race. It was a below average race for the viewer at home. And the people that like this race, right, are hardcore NASCAR fans. But someone that just turned on NBC today would go like, why would I want to watch this every week? This is boring. This isn't entertaining. You know, if someone turned on a race and it's the Daytona 500 or it's a Talladega race or it's a really exciting Richmond race or it's a really exciting, I mean, even if they turned on Michigan they would have been entertained. And the fact that we're comparing this to the Indianapolis 400 is nowhere near comparison. Next year, I hope that the Brickyard comes back. We're on the oval again, because I'm just sick and tired of having road courses each and every week. I'm just sick of it. I don't like them. And they don't bring great racing. Maybe you guys disagree, but I just feel as if having cars 9-10 seconds apart from each other, I mean, the leaders were close towards the end, and that's the type of road course racing I like. I know I'm contradicting myself, but the ending of that race is the type of road course racing I like. Just pressuring the guy, and if he makes a mistake, you get to take that. But we don't get that. You know, we get laps and laps of cars spread out, and it's just the road course package. I've came to like parts of it, but I just can't get behind the entire race. If you're going to ask me, how do I fix it? How do we fix it then, Cam? How do we fix your... I said before what I wanted to fix, and NASCAR did it. NASCAR did it. There's really no full course cautions anymore. I mean, and there was one today. I mean, it doesn't happen anymore. Chicago Street Course I liked, because it was entertaining, it was action-packed, because there's the weather element, but just a dry track is dry, and I know, you guys are, I know I'm going to be in the minority here. I know people are going to say that they liked this race, and they liked what it was all about, and they liked that it was refreshingly clean, and it looked like a good product, but I just feel as if someone that's not a hardcore NASCAR fan will turn on the TV and say, why would I want to watch this? You know, the only reason F1, you guys, I hate to tell you this, the only reason F1 gets a lot of views is because of Drive to Survive. That's it. It's the only reason they get a lot of views. It's not because it's an entertaining product. So why do we have to be like F1 when we're in NASCAR? And I can tell you, road courses do not score high on ratings. They just don't. They don't score high on ratings, and that's my spiel on this. So sorry for boring you with it, but road courses don't score high on ratings. Ovals score high on racing. Short tracks score high on ratings. So that's my thoughts on that. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Congratulations to Michel McDowell. I am going to be hitting the brakes on today's race because I thought it was boring. I'm going to give it a C-. I thought it was, honestly, the only reason it's a C- and not a D or not an F is because I liked bits and pieces of the race. But all in all, that's a boring product. I mean, someone's going to turn on the TV and not be able to sit there the entire race and watch that. NBC saved the race. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. They saved the race with their coverage. If it was a Fox race, I think I would be saying it was an F. NBC saved the race with their coverage, and that's that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.